Hello, guys. Welcome to the Centre Bounce on this Thursday, the 16th and 19th of June. It is round 15 coming up. Boy, oh boy, the bye rounds are almost done. And, mate, I'm bloody excited. It's going to be an interesting one this week. I don't think a lot of people are going to be as penalised this week as they have been in the past. In the last couple of weeks, round 13, Freo and St Kilda were killers for a lot of people. I know I had 4 players out. This week, I think I have like 2. Next week is obviously going to be killer as well. And it really just comes down to, hey, what do you want to do with your team? Get through the bye rounds, make the best team you can be, or offload certain Max Gorn like I think I might have to do this week. Let's go through the comments. Let's check out the teams, talk about some AFL stuff and whatnot, and just have a bit of fun. Joe is running late. He will be here in probably another 10 minutes or so. He'll let me know. So what's with all that white stuff? But you'll have to let me know, Velo. I'm not sure what you mean. Initiator, how you doing? Michael, how you going? If Nod's not sub, thinking of trading Stone for him. Interesting. Break even is 32, and he was going at high 90s. Leaves me with 7 trades, 21 primos. McCarthy next week at primo. Look, I'm a little bit wary of bringing someone like Nod back in. He's going to be okay in the team, but I just don't know where he plays, how he plays, and if he can keep up to the level of scoring like he did before. Low break even, yes, but level of scoring, I don't know. How much is Nod compared to? Let me quickly pull up SuperCoach, and we'll have a bit of a look. Could you just go someone like Sheldrick instead, who has much more of a guaranteed role in the team? So 340 for Sheldrick, -2 break even. So we'll make a bunch more money. Or ATH, let me see if I can spell. Nathan O'Driscoll, 309. So if I was in your place, I would just pay an extra 30K and grab Sheldrick. I think the role is better. I think the player is better. I think he may just end up playing the role that he's going to play for the rest of the year. Speaking to Kai Broom, who does our Monday night streams, he reckons Sheldrick's basically got Sydney over a barrel and said, hey, you better play me in the positions that I want. You better keep me going. Otherwise, I'm going to ruin the club. So if that's the case, that's the case. And yeah, could end up really hurting them if not. So I think McCarthy's a must-have for everyone. But I think you can do a little bit better than Nod, unfortunately. Bello really rates Nod. There you go. SuperCoach starts round 20. I'm not quite sure. He reckons Captain Flash here says it might be round 21. Paul Allen. How you doing, Paul? Hope you're doing well. I think I've checked you out a little bit on Twitter over the last week, asking some questions and whatnot. So, guys, as well, if you haven't, I guess it's kind of like follow the comments on Twitter. I do post quite a lot. We'll post throughout each of the games and whatnot as well. And, you know, if you guys have any SuperCoach questions, feel free to ask them on there if you want some more direct stuff during the week. Sean, how you going, Sean? There you go. 2 weeks till Bali. There you go. Woohoo. Mate, 2 more weeks of bye rounds. And then, you know, I think for a lot of us who might not have any trades left after next week, I'm hoping that I'll have 1 trade. At the very least, McCarthy comes in with some cash, just figure out who my last upgrade's going to be. So, yeah, that could just be how it is for us. It's just kind of hold, and then AFLW coming out in a few weeks. So it's going to be a fun ride. Alicia, how you doing, Alicia? Charles, hey, gents, I'm on the road now, so just listening. There you go. Hey, Charles, stay safe. James, how you going? James, thoughts on Gawn and Hustwaite to Jackson and Darcy? Look, I don't mind it. I think Lukey boy Jackson, if you had started him at 500K, it's a bit rough. Let me quickly just pull up the screen. 1 second. There. So, if you were one of the few people who would have started him, percentage ownership is just non-existent, really. So he's in 22% of teams now. I never would have guessed. Never would have guessed. Probably why I'm not doing so well. Checking out the season stats for him, though, I believe it's only 3 games outside of 100 score for Big O Jacko. Quite a few high scores in here as well, especially against Port, against West Coast, massive scores. And yeah, Sean Darcy, I don't even know how much he plays. I'm really predicting that Darcy won't play. He might not play at Freo again. I really do think that they probably should have traded him last year when the expenses were hot. Maybe they've kept him a little bit with the Luke Jackson potentially leaving stories going on at the moment. But, mate, it is a bit rough. If you can grab Jacko now, I think you'll be okay. Big game round 20 versus West Coast. Should do quite well this week. Rowan Marshall might not even play next week. And then it's just 100 pluses from here on in. So, yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Oh, well, there you go. It's the snow. Michael, late, yeah, Joe's late fee. There we go. Round 16 could be a good moving week, depending on everyone who have next week. Well, that's the same for me. So if we have a little bit look at the team at the moment as it goes, let me just do that. Cool. Show buys round 16. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 primos out. It's not the end of the world. We do have some bench coverage, which is great. So I'm very, very happy with that at the moment. 5 primos means I do have 18 playing as well. So potentially Carroll plays. We'll see if we end up having to trade him. If not, he will end up being McCarthy, or Hustwaite turns into McCarthy, and then it's the same thing again. So we could have 19 playing next week. I'm up in arms at the moment about, if you saw the team review currently, Kennedy and Darcy are in the team. It doesn't look great. It really doesn't look that great. So, yeah, we'll see kind of what happens with him. Potentially keeping Darcy. I don't know about Kennedy or vice versa. But if the plans stayed what they are, Carroll plus Clark is going to equal maybe a Horn Francis type primo. I wish there was a Matt Rowell or someone who was really expensive, who's now super cheap around the 460 mark. I think we did okay jumping on Caldwell when we can, but someone like a Matt Rowell would have been great for us. So, yeah, it is what it is. G'day, lads. Trades me this week, but might jump on Darcy from Hewitt. My heads are looking a bit shaky here. I really like Hewitt. I think with Sam Walsh, I assume you mean George Hewitt, or are you talking about Ethan Hewitt? Elijah Hewitt. If you're talking about Elijah Hewitt, do it. I really like George Hewitt, though. I think with Sammy Walsh going down, they're doing a bit of restructuring, and I really hate the fact that I don't own George Hewitt. And let me just think. Bailey Dale's another one, alongside Rosie and a few others, but yeah, it's rough. $20 late fee for Joe. There you go. Would you go Hayes from the Pies to open up that mid-forward DPP, or just go 99K guy for that? DPP is really good. I don't know who you would be going, the mid-forward DPP. That's the only thing. A lot of our defenders at the moment are DPP. So Holmes in the back line, McKercher, potentially Sheasel, Sinclair, things like that. I can see where a McCarthy's good because it allows you to do this, but I don't know exactly where the forward mid DPP would come in. Like currently I've got Gross. Cool. I don't think he'll ever play again, but I've currently got Gross. I'm more worried a little bit about this kind of DPP versus this kind of DPP. So let me know, Jake, hey, why would it work? If you feel like you need that in your team, do it. 100%. Michael, I think with all the Sydney players back, Sheldrick's scoring will drop potentially, but I feel like that contested mid-roll is his. Errol Goulden's probably playing wing. A few of these other guys playing similar type of positions. So I don't think he will lose that role. Patton in the mud, Kai. There you go. I wish I didn't still have a Camporelli and a few other players. Stuart, how you going, Stuart? Gone out, Grundy and Darcy in. There you go. How do you feel about Mills? Well, big dog Kai here, excuse me, seems to think that Mills is doing really well. It's the first time that Jake Lloyd, let me just open the window. First time that Jake Lloyd has been dropped in 10 years. We spoke about this on the members live stream on Tuesday and then Monday night streams as well, where it's looking like, and Paul, this kind of jumps in with the other question. It does feel like Mills is going to go back to that half-back type role. Roberts will go to the wing. Goulden will go to the wing. Sheldrick will stay where he is. So hence why Lloyd has been dropped. And then kind of going from there, really. So, yeah, not too bad. My wife going dogger VC into... Love that. Love that. Butters VC, cheeky shout. Just have to be careful because I've heard a little bit of talks that he may be tagged this week. Joe, how you going? Joe, nice to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being on. Pleasure joining. Thanks for the invitation. I've told my mum and my dad, and my grandma. She's so happy for me. And yeah, a moment I won't forget. Now, apologies, guys. It's been really busy at work these days, and I don't know why the traffic was through the roof. Must have been some crazy accidents everywhere, but the maps took me through a route that I don't normally go down, and I obviously left work a little bit late. So there we are. We're here now. Hopefully it wasn't too hard for you, Big J, to go through all these hooligans comments.
No. All good. Paul Allen, Tobias Mills, Roberts competing. Butters to get the run with Rowbottom, Rosie to cop Jordan, potentially. I think Mills' position is locked. Bice, Roberts, and Goulden. Maybe not Goulden, but Bice and Roberts definitely competing for a spot. I think Mills will stay, though. He looked really good down back. I expect kick-ins. I expect everything as well. There you go. Charlie Comben back this week. So it seems like, bit of a quicker recovery than what we thought. So should do okay. Seemed to go through the training and stuff today really well. So, yeah. Looks good. Hey, Bill, sorry. Yeah, go Elijah to Darcy.
This week.
Elijah to Darcy. Hey, Big J, great to see you rank so high. Thank you very much, Ivana. It's I think I'm probably plateaued around the same rank that I am. I may drop quite a bit considering I do have a few fraud primos compared to some of the better teams, but the theming and whatnot of going hard early, making sure you've got a few upgrades, getting that early rank, because once everyone is best 22, once everyone's got full primos, 23 players out of 22, it's very, very hard to jump up in ranks unless you've got like a superstar and, a Tristan Cherry or someone gets injured and people don't have trades. So bring in Mills as the 22nd and 5 trades, or Darcy and 4 trades. Look, I really like Mills. I think he'll be fine. Just have to think about Darcy a little bit as well. If you can get both, then fantastic. Darcy should have an okay run, plays Richmond this week, so he should go big as well. And then Mills, I think, just has a great role. So, yeah, kind of does that. I hope Horn Francis plays Velo and scores under 80. Mate, we thought that last week, and that did not happen. So, he had 80 at half time. It was not great, Joe.
Well, I mean, it's still possible that... I'm trying to add this one here. That he could do okay. Which one was it again? He's been declared fit to play, but he's still... This is as of yesterday, Will Crouch reporting that he was still training away from the main group, and obviously there was footage, going around circulating in terms of his fitness, and his arm clearly wasn't very good. But you would imagine they'd be jabbing him up and giving him rest and things like that. So potentially, Horn Francis, has been declared fit, so it's likely that he will play potentially.
If I was Sydney, I would be saying to every player on the Sydney team, go after Horn Francis, give him a cuddle all the time. Just be like, hey, as much as you can, throw the tackle on him, try and be a bit rough. He'll be out of the game as quick as it can be. A little bit of a sniper tactic there, but happens in the AFL every week, so why not?
Yeah, so that's fine about him. And then in relation to the Swannies, I was reading up some things in terms of the injuries and whether or not Papley and Goulden, they will be named to return this week. Papley and Goulden will return this week, which is huge. Tom Morris is reporting, of course. And they're going to drop Jake Lloyd. So he hasn't been omitted for a game in 10 years. Cox finally dropping the hammer and saying enough's enough. He's going to make a statement. And the statement is he's dropping a guy who hasn't been dropped in 10 years. So Jake Lloyd making way. What does that mean? What does that mean? So depending on the roles of what happens, but I think Mills should probably continue to play that floating role between defense and midfield and back and midfield. Papley will be huge forward to center, and maybe Goulden starts on a wing. But do we believe anything he says? I mean, this is pretty definitive what he says. This is pretty definitive, and he has put an asterisk here, pending main training today and nobody getting injured. Essentially, he's jumping the gun. But we'll see. It's big news if this is going to happen, personally. So
I'm not a fan of WA Thursday night games because this week is 8:10. So if you were to watch this game, you just you might fall asleep before it's over, Joe.
Oh, maybe. Ron Marshall remains a week to week. Selection table as he manages ongoing niggles. No station will be available. Prefer to say hasn't been playing. Yeah. So, and that's part of the reason why they're going so hard at someone like a TDK. He clearly isn't absolutely on fire. I think he does have issues with his body, and that's why they want TDK in the side. And Alex Tauru has been locked in for a debut against Collingwood on Saturday night. So There you go. 7th debutant for St Kilda. It's not quite the 11 that the Bombers have had, but still 7 debutants. And what was his nickname again? The Viking? The Flying Viking or something?
Yep.
So there you go. He is playing this week, has been locked in. So very exciting for him.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You watch some of those debutante videos and stuff like that. It's just like
it's very nice.
Making their parents cry, and it's great to see.
Massive congratulations to Danger. Game 350 this weekend, which is 350s. It's wonderful. It's really impressive. It really is. So where did we get up to with the comments? There we go. G-Bags. Hey, fellas, thoughts on the following VCNC options this week? Brayshaw, Sherry, Tom Green, Dale, and George Hewitt.
I personally, I wouldn't go Brayshaw. He may go big, but there is a bit of talk that Optus Oval is a bit of a not great place at the moment. Lots of potholes and stuff from the rain and State of Origin. So maybe not anyone from Thursday this week. Cherry should go okay, but it does look like they might double team him a little bit. I would probably go. I don't mind a cheeky Dale versus Richmond at Marvel. Looks pretty good. So maybe pick someone else and then grab him as the captaincy for the rest of the week. You could be pretty happy if you went Hewitt into Dale. I think you'd be happy.
I'm not sure. I think I might be VCing. I was thinking of maybe VCing someone like Sherry, but we've received some messages that apparently Pitane is going to be named this weekend. So if there's going to be the double ruck situation, then I'm less likely to be confident going with Tristan Sherry. I like Tom Green. I like Bailey Dale. But I'm going to go with George Hewitt as my VC. He did score really well against North Melbourne last time he played earlier this year. Now, that was an 82-point drubbing, and I'm not anticipating another 82-point drubbing. But there is something to be said, though, with Walsh out of the team and more CBAs as well for George Hewitt. He just has... And no one puts any attention into him. No one cares, really. Everyone always is just so ultra-focused on Paddy Cripps that this guy just really floats under the radar, really, a little bit. And last time he played against North, he scored a 171. He had, what's this? 34 disposals, 9 tackles, and a goal. 86% TOG, 82% disposal efficiency, 82% CBAs. So he doesn't normally get the pill that much, but in the last 2 games without Sammy Walsh playing, his average disposal has jumped up. So he normally gets 17, 27, 26, 25. He's gone to 29 and 35 disposals the last couple of weeks. So I think potentially without Sammy Walsh in the side, it means that there's more of the pill to go to him.
Yeah.
And he's obviously a contested ball player as well. So look at the CBAs.
I really like George Hewitt. Like, I've got Chera as well. And I spoke yesterday on my video, basically just talking about double dipping a little bit and saying, hey, not a fan of having 2 primos from the same team. Dunkley and Neil always pinch points from each other, things like that. But Hewitt, you watch how Carlton play. They feed him the ball so much. They're just like, Georgie Hewitt, give me the ball. That's it. They'll use him for transition. They'll use him to kick inside 50. He's probably good for a goal or 2 per game against most opponents. So it is really, really scary what we see from him. And it just looks nasty. So, yeah, we may get a bit of a drumming. Grab Hewitt at that price. You'll be able to ride the North Melbourne wave now. I think he plays... Who do they play next week? Round 16, they play Port Adelaide. Round 15, they play us. And then round 17, they play Collingwood. And I think round 18, they play West Coast. So, yeah, he's, I think he's a really good player. For the price, I think he's very, very good.
Right. There you go. And he's not a bad ruck, Mark Pittenay, in terms of the tap ruckman. He wins the hit out about, 28%. That seems a bit low, but he was only one game. It was only one game. So, and he was playing against a Grundy who is in red hot form. So Pittenay's he's normally a much better tap ruckman than only 28%, you would think. That was very surprising. I was expecting it to be a bit higher. Does this show me anything here? No. It shows me the ruck contest, but does not show me his hit out percentage. That's unfortunate. Yeah, doesn't show me. That's all right. That's okay, but yeah. I'm going to go with George personally as my VC this weekend. I'm going to go with Georgie Boy.
Maybe I'll get Georgie Boy in.
Going with Brayshaw.
Maybe I'll get Georgie Boy in this week. We'll see. I got enough money. We'll make it happen.
On Madden. Potential downgrade from Archer Reed.
Look, you can. I don't mind it. It will free up, I think, about, 119. So probably about 100K. So it's not the worst trade. I just don't know how much Archer Reed... Sorry, I don't know how much Madden is going to play. He'll probably play this week. When is Briggs back? I'm not sure. And then it comes down to, do they play Briggs and Madden? But if it's a bench coverage player, I mean, we're downgrading and getting McCarthy. I think downgrading and getting a Madden is probably not the worst thing either. Yeah,
Briggs is only a week away. Briggs is back next week.
But they could 100% play Briggs and Madden in the same team. Or they just say, hey, you've had some injuries. Let's go a bit slow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they'll play I don't think they'll play both rucks. I don't think they'll play both rucks personally. Not too many teams played 2 rucks. Daniels out extended stint. Toby Green is a test for this week. So if he doesn't play this week, he'll come back next week. Canelio closing in on a comeback. They'll be after the bye. Okay. So there's a few people to come back still from after the bye. I don't think they're going to necessarily... Yeah, I don't think they want to play tall. I don't think they want to play tall, personally. I think they like speed, which is why they love drafting all of these small forwards.
Mm.
So I don't think Madden keeps his spot in the side.
It's hard. If Briggs comes back though, we just saw Brown kick 3. We just saw Hogan kick 5. 6, and then we just
6.
saw
Cadman kick 5.
Like, I don't know where a Madden fits. It's probably the only problem. Velo says here, Briggs won't play next week, Joe. There you go. Briggs will not play next week.
Neither will any of the Giants players because they do have the bye next week.
Yeah.
So I understand. Very funny. I'm just going off this, okay? I'm just going off this, all right? Pretty good. Pretty funny. Where will I think you already answered that question. JG, how are you, mate?
What's up, mate?
How you feeling about our boys tonight? Are we getting pumped or what? Bont and Darcy or Butters and Horn Francis?
Bont and Darcy or Butters and Horn? Well, I don't think Horn Francis is fit. That's the only thing. I truly do not think he's fit. I think this week you play the matchups and you're hoping that Western Bulldogs go massive. It could be a game where Richmond comes in and they dominate because they've done a couple of those as well. But I don't think it's going to happen. Western Bulldogs should go big against Richmond, which means, hey, they'll be okay. So
Bont and Darcy for me, for sure.
I like the Bont and Darcy, I think, out of those choices.
6 greens and a lot of Marvel Stadium. So
as long as he stays fit and good.
Okay, Michael, hope you're doing well. Butters to get the run with by Rowbottom and Rosie to cap Jordan. There you go. So Kai is also supporting the Doggies boys. Buenas noches, champions. Should I get the Mills to go in the flex? My last 2 upgrades are Darcy and the Horner Francis. I can't get all 3, sadly. Gracias.
Should I get Mills to go in the flex? Last 2 upgrades are Darcy. Look, I think a lot of people may run McCarthy in flex for a while, and I don't mind the Mills. If you're going to end up having McCarthy as coverage between a couple of positions, it's fine. I do not mind the Mills at all. I do not mind it. It's fine. Do it for a while, see how it feels. You'll be fine.
Yeah, stuff Mills.
No, you can get Mills. Mills, put him in the flex, and then upgrade other positions. It's fine.
No, he can't get all 3. He can't get all 3 of Mills, Darcy, and Horn Francis. Is that not what it says there? So if getting Mills prevents you from getting Darcy and Horn Francis, I say stuff Mills and rely on McCarthy.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Do that.
That's my call. I think McCarthy has shown that. I mean, if a spud like Marich can score 130 in that role, we saw what our good boy McCarthy did on the weekend. Have a look at Butters' last 3 against Sydney with Jordan in the team. Oh, how do we check that out? Just the last 3 games. Let me just pull out might be easier if I just pull out my team there. Butters 164, 132, 89. Pretty good. Pretty good, if I must say so myself. Should I go with Butters, perhaps? As a VC at Adelaide Oval. Maybe. Plus, if Horn Francis is a little bit cooked, more responsibility for Butters.
Maybe.
Something to think about, Paul. The boss will be sub, I reckon. Thank you very much for that. Velo, little J in the house. Sorry, I made me say. It's all right. It's okay. Yes, Gordon pops both the tests. Cool. Yep. Hey, Charles, just going myself. We've had late nights, Charles. What can I say? Long days. What trade should I do this week, if any? 20K in the bank, says Ethan.
We don't need McCarthy. Mills is probably one. Upgrade your team. Make sure that you have enough round 16 players because I've had to cull 2 primos to make sure that I'm not actually going to not have 18 this week. So for next week. So that's probably the biggest things to have. And then it's kind of just go as you go, really. Guys like Luke Jackson, I think are too expensive. There's not really any super cheap players and must-haves at the moment. So you could be okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice team there, Joe.
Oh, mate. Luke Jackson to the
There you
mother
go.
flipping moon.
Yeah. I wish he was in the 500K range instead of like 800, but yeah, it's not great.
Luke Jackson to the mother flipping moon, bro. He is. This green could not be any more greener. Like, if this green was any more green, you'd have a nugget of purest green. If you know what I'm referring to, then you're a legend. But this run is unreal. He's solo rucking against Vigo Vicentini. Best name in football. But let's be real, on debut, off a 5-day break, traveling to WA with all of our injuries, and he is in ripping hot form, Jackson. I wish I could get him. I wish I could get him. He is killing it. Rowan Marshall is cooked as well.
Costs too much money.
It costs too much money. So
you needed to start him for a guy that I don't think Jackson was ruck only, right? Or was he? Did he have DPP the entire season? I don't know if we can check
right from the start.
Did he? Because if he did, I feel like he was like the biggest miss at 520K, Joe. We were talking about it before.
He started at 509.
Yeah. He only had 3 scores that weren't 100 pluses for the entire year. And a lot of them were very, very good. There you go, initiator. Jackson always DPP. There you go, mate. That's a miss, Joe. That was such a miss. I mean, we could never predict how Sean Darcy would have gone. But, mate, chuck him in the forward line and you're laughing. Yeah.
The problem was we didn't the thing, yeah. Also, Darcy was in ripping condition. I was gonna start Darcy in the ruck. Like Darcy was my boy, you know, the big Shrek. I was so excited to start him. He had trimmed down so much. He looked like he was up and running, ready to dominate.
Down too much. He fell over.
But then he had to go to Qatar, and he had the infection in his where he had the surgery, which then had to get cleaned up. And so there was all these issues that started to arise for Darcy, which just allowed Jackson to continue to play as much as he could. So Jackson is, if you got him at any point in time, you've done very, very well. Very, very well. He's probably F2 for the rest of the year, if not, so obviously contending with Baz for F1 position. So, yeah, Luke Jackson, if you've got him, congratulations. You're loving life to the fullest. I think I'm fading Mills, but not sure. Current plan is Carroll, Long, Davidson for Rose, McCarthy, and Darcy. Bolter can eat a schlong. Could go Mills instead of Rose, but I'm on the fence with it. Look, Rose is a better player than Mills for sure.
Yeah,
in terms of SuperCoach scoring.
I
have to go with Mills because I can't do anything better to get my last upgrade at F6 and then rely on McCarthy as my flex. So I've had to go with Mills. I've had to go with a cheap upgrade. And if you can get a full team without relying on Mills, then I think you're better off erring on that side. Horny will do his shoulder this week. Oh boy. Alicia, I'll wait a week on Horn Francis. Bergman second most CBAs, and they want to keep Bergman. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Joe. Can you make some predictions on if Bergman stays or Bergman goes at the end of the year? I've heard sneaky talk about North Melbourne, but not sure if that's going to happen. But yeah, Bergman stay or going. What's your prediction?
No idea.
All right. Then.
I have not thought about Miles Bergman in the slightest. Like, think of something that you could think of as least as you can. I've thought about Miles Bergman even less than that. I've forgotten he exists half the time. And you could be Vic Bias, Vic Bubble, believe me, I really have not been thinking much about people if they're staying or if they're going. Like, I love Zach Butters. I really do. I love Zach Butters. He's one of my favorite players to watch. Goes at it super hard, and obviously his contract situation is up in the air. But right now, do I really care about whether he stays or whether he goes? No, not really, because I don't know. I guess I've sort of being an Essendon supporter. We're always linked to every single player under the sun, every free agency period, and obviously we don't get every single player. For me, I just feel like the speculating and the trying to predict is not the be all and end all in terms of like it's just something to talk about. But like I really don't care because I'll find out sooner or later what their decision is at the end of the day. Like, is TDK staying at Carlton or is he going to St Kilda? I really don't care if he stays or if he goes because he's not an Essendon player, first and foremost. And if he does go or if he stays, it's entirely out of my control. So I don't know. Maybe it's a bit of a buzzkill, maybe sort of attitude, but I'm not the biggest fan of speculating on people's futures. We'll find out, and they'll make the best decision that's right for them and for their family. We'll just find out what it is. There was a time I was excited, like when Buddy Franklin was moving from the Hawks, and we all thought that he was going to GWS, but then he blindsided us and went to the Swans. That was fun. That was fun at the time because we all thought that he was going, but I don't know. Now that I'm a bit older, I really couldn't care less, to be honest. It's all a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think I remember Grundy being a similar thing too. Like, oh, Grundy can't leave to Melbourne. Oh, wait, Grundy left to Melbourne. And then it kind of just went around in circles for a little while.
Yeah, I find it funny. Like, for me, I wasn't really interested in the move of Grundy to Melbourne, but more so like, what a joke. Collingwood have to pay up so much of his contract. And then it became sort of interesting with the Tap brothers from Melbourne, obviously Gawn and him. How's that gonna play out? And obviously we saw that it did not play out very well. So then he's gone to the Swans. So yeah, I couldn't care less. What's your read on Bergman? Is he staying or is he going?
I think Port are going to be an interesting position because it seems like there's some talk that Butters may leave as well. So it might be a case of, well, you've pushed Hinkley out. Carr, who's coming in, may lose a few of the set players who live or grew up in other states. Maybe they want to offload some players and get some trade value because they think, hey, look, the team might not be in the right position for them. They seem to be going after players like Rory Atkins and a few of these other guys recently, not having as much money or trade value to be able to grab some of the super duper players. So, if someone gives a late first or early second or a couple of those kind of selections for someone like a Bergman, I don't know if Port will say no, to be honest, if he wants to go there. Similar to Butters and a couple other players. So we'll see. I mean, everyone's available until they sign the contract. So,
of course.
There you go.
Well, even if they sign a contract, they can always request a trade.
Get chopped.
I had tickets for tonight's game, not going with it's going to be cooked. Oh, great. Just what we needed. Has Lloyd's performance been bad at the Swans? I think Lloyd's performance has certainly been very...
It's been pretty substandard recently.
Yeah. Now, having said that, I'm going to be honest and say that I haven't watched a lot of Sydney this year, and that's because they just haven't been relevant in terms of, contending, and so haven't watched too much of Sydney. But the games I've seen, it's not been that sensational. Oh, you poor East Coasters. Oh, what's this about?
Hey, man.
Far out. I wish I knew what this was about.
I think he's talking about people wanting to leave and go home and clubs getting culled and whatnot. Being a West Coaster. Yeah, you guys got players. You guys get players that want to go home to WA. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, the go home.
When Nick Martin wants to leave on $1 million, you'll offer it to him. So
absolutely. Boyd finally getting a game. Oh, interesting.
We'll see. I don't think it will happen.
Why is Tauru 168k? It's because of his draft order, as Michael said.
It was pick 8 or something from memory. It was the reason why North Melbourne basically started to throw Tom, Dick, and Harry at getting Whitlock into the side. But yeah, Taru pick 8. I think who was the other one they had? Do you remember? Trevelyan was like pick 6 or something as well. So yeah, it's just draft order really.
Oh no, I'm talking about you having to stay up to watch a game.
Hey, it's only 5 o'clock. It's only 5 o'clock where you are. I mean, by the time all the game will be over, there's not many super late Melbourne games that Freo don't have that don't have a good time viewing.
It's 4:13, bro. They're 2 hours behind us.
Yeah, so it'll be a 6 o'clock game. It's fine.
You said 5. It's 4, bro. It's even easier for them right now. Michael's still at work watching us. Michael's at work roasting us.
I was saying because the game's at 8:10, so it'll be 6 o'clock game in Perth. So by the time they finish the game, it will be like 9 o'clock versus being like 11:30 fast.
Yeah, but I'm laughing though. I'm saying it's 4:13. He's still at work right now, roasting us.
Yeah.
And we're talking about us complaining. Oh, I love it. Oh, you Michael. You're a legend, bro. It's good. It's always good banter between us. H-Man. Good evening. Considering Hewitt and Hayes, if selected, to Jackson and Hayes. Hewitt and Hayes to Jackson and Hayes. Darcy and McCarthy next week for a 22 primo side plus McCarthy in the flex. Hewitt and Hayes.
Which Hayes? How many Hayes are there?
I know there's our Hayes. I know there's our Hayes who did his ACL.
And then Will Hayes. But which Hayes are you talking about?
You're going to trade Hayes to Hayes? Does Hayes keep his spot in this side?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Like he might get named this week, but then that's it.
The Goey, TBC, Harrison, Tipney, was it Maynard, Lipinski, would return this week. So Lipinski could be back. Is a test. Tom Mitchell continues to wait in the VFL. So Mitchell could come in, or Lipinski. So those two are the two that could potentially come in. So yeah, I don't know if Hayes comes in. To be honest, H-Man, I don't know if Hayes keeps his spot. Darcy and McCarthy next week. Look, if it gets you to 22 premiums and a McCarthy, so be it. But ideally, we're picking players who are going to be warm bodies on the bench as coverage. Like that's why in the community team we picked up Butler from the Hawks because he looks good and he looks like he's going to keep his spot in the side. So ideally, you want to probably try and get someone on the bench who's like going to keep playing for you. So yeah, but otherwise, if there's nobody else, and allows you to facilitate those upgrades, do it. I'm just going to be playing away. Great. Only bad thing with George is handballs too much. He does handball too much. He's a handball merchant. Okay, Michael Caulfield, how we doing?
What's up, Michael?
Yes, I saw that. Hello, all. Does TDK move to the forward line with Mackay out? Well, you would think so.
Yeah, and that's why Pitnet comes in. I don't think... Like, they've got other players, right? Hayes and stuff may come in and take a bit of the position, which I think he did last week with Mackay out. It's more just with Kerno out potentially at the same time. It's a lot of outs.
Oh, is Kerno confirmed out?
No, apparently he's he was like touch and go, but apparently he's back. Or he is playing, apparently. So we'll see.
Interesting. Maltesing, hello, good evening. Supercoach team stuff. So going to go with the who gives a damn attitude. I love it. What player would you choose this week at any price? Any price? Bro, give me Luke Jackson.
Yeah, I really like Luke Jackson. I quite like Bailey Dale as well. I think he'll be a fine selection. But, yeah, there's probably a couple of them.
Mark. G'day, Mark. For the first time in 25 years living in Perth, you're not going to be at the game. I'm still
Sweet.
holding hope the Dons might pull a special the way the Doc is playing, so I'm going to go with Martin as my VC, bro.
There you go. We'll do tips, Joe, but I actually tipped. I was suckered into tipping Essendon this week. So
What?
yeah, we'll
Why
see
who?
what happens. My
Why
person
who?
from work, my person who helps me with the tipping at work. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
The person who helps you do the tipping that makes you lose your tipping?
Apparently, I can talk shit. I can talk shit to them if tomorrow if the trade doesn't work out. So yeah, but yeah, currently got Dockers tipped.
Well, great. That's another tip I'm going to bet you in this week. Love to see it.
Hey, I got 7 last week. It wasn't too bad. I think the only one I didn't have, I picked Adelaide to beat GWS, and Adelaide did not beat GWS last week. I think that was the only one that I got wrong. Was it Adelaide? Whichever one was the GWS game from last week. Let me quickly check.
Brisbane.
Brisbane. Yeah. I tipped Brisbane last week.
Yeah, same.
And then that was it.
Same. Jackson going huge tonight. That he is his wa.
Yep.
48 plus injuries. Oh, crippled? Bro, injuries have it's beyond crippling. They've
I'm surprised
amputated us.
Goldstein still got named. Are you guys just going to play
Goldstein?
3 rucks?
No, Goldie's not.
He's not playing?
No.
Oh, okay. No worries then. My mistake.
Yeah, Goldie's not playing. It's just Vigo. Yeah, it's no
Not
Goldie.
just Vigo by himself, is it?
Yeah, Goldie's not in.
What do we think about Clark being named at halfback? Is it warning signs again that he's going to end up playing that key defender role?
Ball might not get there. Is the problem?
the ball might not get into. No, I'm saying halfback.
It's just going to be Jackson either taking it out of the ruck or giving the mids first service.
I tell you what, it's a fantastic week to own Caleb Sarong. So if you've got him in your team, great week to own.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Poor
my
kid.
Friend, have got a massive night ahead of you. Believe me, regardless of what happens, I shan't say a bad word. You have been thrown to the wolves, young lad.
Yeah. Wacko Jacko. They might just have to sub him at half. You know who's going to have a big game is Voss. Voss will tear you guys a new butthole. He's going to be one of those games of, hey, I bet you wish you had kept me, and I'm going to make you feel it. Because you got no one to stop him.
So
like
Voss,
McGrath's not tall,
and a miss.
Yeah,
right. So got Voss. Voss
they're very good.
He's 195.
Yep.
Tracy 195, and Amos 196. Yeah. Our tallest defender at the moment is Jaden Laverty. Is
what is he, 192 or something?
No, he's 193. There you go. So he's our so he's our
maybe I need to change my tips.
So it's going to be Laverty. I don't know who he's going to play on. Maybe Laverty plays on Tracy, maybe. And Voss.
How tall is Clark?
Clark? Which Clark?
Your Clark.
Our Clark?
Clark with the E.
Oh, the one who plays on the wing.
Well, he's named halfback.
Oh, he's named halfback. Wonderful.
That's what I was saying before about named halfback. 189. Wow. He looks like a 40-year-old. He look. I'm sorry, Angus Clark, but you look way too old for your age, buddy. You sure this kid's
country kid? Leave him 18? Alone.
Huh?
Country kid, leave him alone. All right. He's got heart of gold. So, all right. Let's have a look at the rest of the. Yeah. So, let's just do the tipping. Let me get the tipping up, and then we'll go through the rest of the team.
I've changed I've changed it to Essendon, by the way. That forward line is not fun. All right, we've got some team sheets, Joe. Let's do it.
Wins this game. Oh, let me refresh it. Okay. Then Geelong v Lions. So Payne out. We know this. Archie. Oh, big out. Big out for the Lions. Holly Henry comes in for DeConning. Going to go with the Catters for Danger's 350th. Congratulations to Danger.
Yeah, I've picked Geelong as well.
Then Carlton v North. O'Keefe out, Pitane in, and it looks like Kerno is named. So Kerno stays. Dawson dropped, Comben in. I am tipping North Melbourne. I'm tipping the Blues to lose this week. Come on, North
Melbourne. What is this, North Melbourne? I've also tipped them as well. I very rarely ever tip North Melbourne, ever. But they are my tip for this week. God help us. McKercher still named at half forward, which is not nice, but did play halfback last time that this happened too. So it is what it is.
If this was at Marvel Stadium, I'd feel so much better about the pick. But
yeah,
I'm going to tip an upset. I'm going to go with North as my upset here in this game.
We're building, Joe. Haven't you heard? We're building towards something.
Building houses. Gonna go with George as my VC in this game. Then go to the Port v Swans. Roberts in, Goulden in, Amati in, and Papley in. I don't think the Swans have ever had so many important ins in 1 week ever in their life.
There's no Ben pattern, which makes me sad, but yeah, the rest of them are okay.
Meanwhile, Wines out, Aaliyah out, Berry in, Moraes in, Jones in off his hamstring. I'm actually going to tip the Swans. I had initially tipped Port, but I'm changing my tip to the Swans in this one.
Okay. Interesting.
Very important ins. Roberts plays off halfback. Papley
he currently is named halfback too.
Goulden, I don't care about this. Goulden is a great winger. There he is, Goulden, Chad, and Mills. Wow, this is a trio. A sight for sore eyes. I mean, this is every Sydney Swan supporter is crying at the moment with joy with this lineup there and with Papley in the side. So, yeah, hopefully Mills doesn't play wing, but I'm just going to trust that this team sheet is ass and not legit and that they play Roberts here instead of him. But, yeah, let's not look too deeply at this. So, I'm tipping the Swans.
Yeah, and I have tipped Port.
You've tipped Port?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Then we've got Collingwood hosting the Saints. Lipinski in. There we go. Hayes is dropped. I told you. I'm worried. So yeah.
Already.
Hayes are gone.
I guess we're not picking Hayes, are we?
No.
Yeah.
Josh
Dacos on the bench for those people that have Josh Dacos. Quaynor, Perryman, Howe, Frampton, Houston. Taken a bit of the stuff. Nice to see Mateus back in the side after what was his injuries and whatnot. The Zaya off halfback should be fun. I 100% have picked Collingwood this week. I think they're just too good.
Yes, I've tipped Collingwood as well for this game.
Yeah.
Sunday extended lists. Holy crap, they are extending the list with these changes. It's a lot.
Yeah, man.
Sam Taylor, we know, is injured, and Daniels, we know, is injured as well. Potentially Lake comes in.
Yep.
To replace him.
He's not named on field, which
Toby is.
Yeah, Toby's named on field, so he should be back. Nick Madden as the follower. So if you don't have Nick Madden, quickly let me just check what his break even is, but it is relatively low, so it is quite hard not to have him. -89 break even, Joe. Last week scored a 78. The week before scored an 81. So, yeah, if you want a cheap kind of cash cow for a week, Nick Madden might be the guy.
Yeah, Toby's in to replace Brent Daniels, I would assume. And then they need a defender to replace Sam Taylor. It could be a Weir or it could be Leak, one of those two. For the Suns, Swallow's been dropped. That's unfortunate. and Lemons has been dropped as well. Are any of these guys on the field?
Potentially Ethan Reed.
Oh,
No.
Weller is in. Weller's on
Okay.
field, so Weller is in, and Alex Davis
the
on the
rest are not.
bench.
I don't think the rest are.
Reed on the
Para.
bench.
No.
Puerto Rico on the bench and Ferrara on the bench. So we know only one is in terms of Weller for this game. I'm thinking of tipping the Suns.
Where's Ralston named for GWS? Harry Ralston.
On the bench.
Didn't he get dropped? Oh, no, he's there. So Harry Ralston named, as Paul Allen says here, where's Ralston named on the bench?
Then last game of the round, Doggies and Tigers. Cleary's been dropped. Jacques could play. Off-field harms. Yeah, nothing crazy there. McAuliffe is injured.
Your boy Malecki.
Malecki. Right, are you even trying? It's McKelty Lefau. Get around to McKelty. I love him, McKelty, but he's on the bench. I can immediately see him right there. Jacob Blight on the bench. Precise on the bench. Alger on the bench. Yeah. So they're all on the bench. None of them are confirmed. We'll see if Jasper Alger is in fact named. Obviously, they'll do the hoo-ha in relation to the debutant. But yeah, I'm tipping the Doggies for sure. In this game. Marvel Stadium. Come on,
I've tipped the Doggies too. Doggies should smash them, but the Doggies are a bit inconsistent. And if Richmond have a good Richmond game, mate, they've just come off the bye. They may do okay. We'll see what happens. But yeah.
Come on, Bond. Bro, if you let me down 2 weeks in a row, you're gonna have to repay the faith, mate. Repay the faith. You got to do it, mate. Stop putting so much effort into looking mysterious and handsome and that you're older than you to make you look older than you look. All right? If you want to channel the Jesus look, then you got to play like Jesus. All right? So do it. Don't think, just do. Go out there, win the ball, contested possessions, hit the scoreboard. Do what you need to do, mate. All right? We're all counting on you.
Bontempelli, repay the faith.
Repay the faith, mate.
Repay the faith, Bont. We need it. We need the faith.
There we go. So these are who I'm tipping this week.
Dockers. And no more gauntlet, unfortunately, Joe.
Yeah, I know, because Melbourne, the Spuds, kicked 1 goal, 12 in the second half against St Kilda. 1 goal, 12. Spit on Melbourne's inaccuracy. Unbelievable. They got me out of gauntlet as a result. So, yeah. That's the tips for the week.
Yeah. Not too bad. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my team this week. But currently Darcy and Kennedy in. I wanted Dale.
Is that supposed to be Keys? Is Ben Keys the Messiah, Blue Ballers?
Yeah, he had this last week too, Joe.
I didn't even notice. Ben Keys is the Messiah. I love it.
Hey man, he's done all right. There's no problems here with Ben Keys. I'll tell you what.
That's very good. Hiswa Essendon will play 3 rucks. Oh no, it's technically 2. Vigo is 1, and Blackiston is 1 as well. Unfortunately, we've been playing him as a defender because we have no height whatsoever.
He's named in the side, right, Mr. Blackiston? So yeah, you should be fine.
Those coach speech fire me. I'm time to get some beers. Let's go. Hit the pub, lads. Hit the pub. Do it for the sash. Damn it. Oh no. Where am I with the comments? Oh, there we are. I think Jackson's a great pick. Richards also, who has the better draw. Oh, they both got good draws. Both have good draws. So Rux for Freo.
I think it's really tough, really hard to go past Freo if So really hard to go past Jackson if there's no Shrek for a little while.
And Dogs have third best for mids. So they're both third and third. All teasing. They're both doing very well.
If you had to choose, which one would you pick, Joe?
I had to pick Jackson.
Yeah, me too.
How many trades we have left? I'll have 5. Mr. Messiah, I'll have, when I trade Stone, when I go a 1 down, 1 up next week, I've got 281. When I do a 1 down, maybe of O'Connell, and then Stone up to Horn Francis, that will leave me with 2 trades? 2 trades?
Yeah. 2 trades.
Or if I do a Stone will be 480. What will he be? Horn Francis is 491. I need him to drop 11,000 this week.
You can do it.
If he scores 102, he drops 12.7. So I need a Horn Francis score of about 102. If he does it, then I can get Stone to him in 1 trade, which will leave me with 3 for the year. If not, then maybe I'll be left with 2. And that is terrifying. So, yeah.
Mate, I might have 1 trade by the end of this if I end up finishing off my team the way that I want to go, Joe. It is McCarthy in next week, regardless of what happens this week. Hoping that I can bank some cash, which I'll be very happy with. And then, waiting for just one of my rookies to mature. If it's Johnson, if it's Clark, if it's McCarthy, going up to a midfield primo, hopefully 1 up. Just straight up 1 up. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Evening, Tatum. How are you, mate? Any big surprises in the team lineup? No big
not
surprises,
really. Pitnate got named, so alongside TDK. But I think that's really it. Yeah, that's the
Mark
only one.
Chitane is in, lads. Be careful. So do not put the VC or the C on DeConning. That's all you have to know. That's all you have to know, really. And no other SuperCoach relevant droppings or missions or injuries. So that's that. Okay. Let me scroll back up again to, there we go. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Frankie. What do we do with TDK? Ugh, can't do much. Can't do much about him, unfortunately. He's only playing because of injuries, right?
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. Pitnell will probably play 1 or 2 games and then TDK solo again. It sucks because a lot of us are trading a Gorn, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
The problem is Hudson O'Keefe is out 3 to 4.
Yeah, but they'll just get someone else.
Well, why haven't they played someone else this week then?
They have. We just have a couple of talls. That's the only thing. Like Lewis Young's been playing forward. So someone else just comes in the back line.
Well, hopefully he's out next week. Team name. Oh, I'm not gonna look at that. None of us read a Dogger exactly because it's true. Yeah. All the news about Darcy and Qatar being fit, disgusting. I'm never going to read an article again. Tony, hi guys. Can you ever remember a year when the highest asset in the game was a trade option to finish a team?
Not to finish my team, but there's definitely been years when a Lockie Neal, for example, I think Skodfather did it 1 year. Lockie Neal at 720k down to a 500k player allowed us to offload. That definitely happened. I mean, that was Max Scorn last week, Joe. I think you did it in your team. Yeah, it's just kind of when these guys get to the point that they are, sometimes you just have to do it to be able to finish it, really. If McCarthy ends up being semi-keeper status, then fantastic. But a lot of people are running him at 23 at the moment. So you can get around it, but yeah, it's rough.
Sean Darcy was supposed to have that Qatar magic. Yes. Arabian Nights and all that jazz. The only reason Darcy was touted, yes. I've had a brainstorm, Merritt or Neil to Jackson. Thoughts? I traded out Neil instead of Merritt because Neil has more money on him. And I need every dollar I can get to finish my deck.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you get 545k. So to Jackson, still going to cost you 80k. It's not the best, but Charles, if you need to get rid of another another round 16 player, I can 100% do it. I would probably get rid of the most expensive one. I do love Neil, but as much as Zach Merritt is the ball sharer, Lockie Neal is definitely there as well. Berry, McCluggage, Dunkley, heck, even Zorko now and a couple of others are all stealing points off each other. So Neil might just not have the ceiling as he had.
Okay. Seeing the punt on Long and holding Davidson. Yes, they have. They have definitely paid dividends. Well done.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Bergman, Shrek, and Moyle all to Carlton to replace TDK.
There you go.
Ken Hinkley gone Essendon as an assistant coach, Joe. He can just send one of those cans of Pepsi Max in his place and you get the same thing. Watch Finlayson get delisted. Fair enough. We all know everyone going to Cats. Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, they've got the money. Similar to a Collingwood. The players at the Cats, they'll have one big year of getting paid to get across, buy that house in Western Geelong or whatever the suburb is, and then on budget money, they figure, hey, we get you in, then we can end up going grabbing the next big excuse me, grabbing the next big primo the time after. So why not?
I'll look at this Bureau of Meteorology, see what's happening over there in Perth at the moment. 40% for the rest of the night. Let's have a look at the radar. Where is it? I don't want the forecast. I want the radar. There it is. Perth. Show me the Perth radar. It's not a lot of blue. It's very light. Must only be like hours there. So hope the boy gets a game. No, not happening. No raincast for tonight here, so it should be okay. Hawks, say legends. What do you think of Will Ashcroft? Too many mids. Archer Reid and Kako to Rosie, Mills, and Madden. Who's better to bring in, Rosie, Darcy, or Horn Francois?
I really like Rosie. I think Horn Francis is not a sub risk, but he could end up getting necked again. Rosie taking kick-ins, halfback / mid is very good. Darcy looks good as well. But I don't mind trading Will Ashcroft. I think he's done. I think similar to a Neil. Well, that's another one too. I mean, Dunkley, Will Ashcroft, Berry, McCluggage, and then Neil as well. So too many cooks in the kitchen, unfortunately. Archer Reid, and then Kako to Rosie, Mills, and Madden. I don't mind it. Just be expected for Madden not to play too many games. That's the only thing.
Yeah, exactly. Prestia will do a hammy before you can even finish saying his name. So don't do it. I've been home for hours. Oh, good for you. Well done. Sorry. I just thought it was kind of funny that it was like 4 something and you're laughing at us. It would have been hilarious if you were still at work. Thoughts on trading out Rankin? Hasn't been worth the investment. If you could do if you had the trades to do Rankin to Jackson,
yeah,
I don't mind. I don't mind the ballsiness of the play, but for me, I obviously do not have.
Upgrade the player. Always upgrade your primos. Don't downgrade. Rankin will be okay. I think he's having a bit of a slump because Adelaide in general are going really big, which just means there's more cooks in the kitchen. But if you can go Rankin to Jackson, man, I looked before Joe is 22% owned, but mate, Sloppy Jackson, tell you what, he's very good.
Look, if you want Dion Prestia that badly, he has a -3 break even, yes. And if he scores great in the next 2 weeks, he'll make lots of money very quickly. I just don't have the trades. I just don't have the trades to be punting it on a mid-price. Yes, I know he's got great scoring and he's got the role.
He's not,
and he's a good player.
He's not Jai Caldwell from 4 weeks ago. That's the big problem.
I mean, if you have the trades, I highly recommend doing it, I guess, but I just don't, so I can't do it. I mean, Hustwaite, not Hayes. Oh, yeah, you can trade a Hustwaite for sure. Am I crazy for actually considering? No, you're not crazy for considering Presti at flex if you have the trades for it. So Gorn to Madden, then back to Gorn next week for a quick 50 plus K. If you have the trades.
Bro, that just sounds dirty.
Thoughts on keeping Levi at F7? It seems like it's a lot of money to be sitting there on the bench.
Yeah, I just think he's I think he's too inconsistent, to be honest, Levi. I reckon you could get away with going with downgrading to someone like a Diwa if you really wanted that at S7. It just sucks that we don't really have a rookie upgrade in that position and things like that, someone around the price. But Levi Ashcroft, man, he's way too inconsistent. As the season goes on, as Brisbane starts to falter like they have done the last couple of weeks, they're going to start putting the hands into the established players' hands a lot more, which means Levi, I don't think we'll see as much of the ball as we've seen at the start of the season. Last week wasn't great. He struggled to get to 66 2 weeks ago. I think we're going to see similar stories right now.
Yeah, he could very well be. Agreed. Hey, lads, who are our trades this week? Seems like a tough week. Well, I've just done Neil to Mills to do Gray to Darcy and free up the money to then be able to do Stone to someone else.
Here's why it is a very tough week. Plan ahead. McCarthy's a good trade in. Plan for round 16 buys is probably my biggest thing. You can do as much as you can.
Oh, yeah, round 16.
Because they're 100%. If you check out some of our teams, people have double Brisbane players. People have triple Geelong players, especially those with Stewart, as Joe has. Round 16 is not fun for a lot of people. No, and you really have to navigate that as much as you can.
I've got 15, and then he'll be a 16th. I've got 16 people next week. So, yeah, not great. Not great. At first, I thought this was not English, but then I realized that the D...
And he's going to be named.
The D is with the he's.
You just missed it. Yep.
Yes, Kerno is playing North to the Moon this week. Very nice.
We'll see.
Holmes or Baz, VC at Geelong.
Look, I really like Holmes. I really like Holmes.
Goes to.
Yeah. Last couple of weeks have been really good.
Surely Berry tags Holmes.
Yeah, Baz kind of doesn't get tagged, does he? It's more just, is he fit than anything else? All right, go Baz just for being cheeky.
Fair enough. Yep. And never mind about head-to-head being tight. Just looked at and projected to win by 1,066. Oh,
there you go, mate. There you go.
Charlie Cullen, as far as Scarf concerned, Pinay replaces the injured Hudson O'Keefe, and will partner Tom DeConnie in the ruck. Indeed. Or Gorn to Jackson. Dog got a much better run.
Yeah. My only problem with that trade is that Gorn to Jackson gives you another player playing this week. The run is obviously there, but you're not getting much in terms of cash generation. Like the 60K does do things for you, but even in my terms, like I can't really do the things that I want to do if I go Gorn to Jackson, so it really hurts.
Yep. Hoops. Hey lads, I think I'm just going to go Carroll McCarthy in 2 weeks and keep him on the 23rd. Finish 6 trades, can't take the injury. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Hoops.
Do that.
You need to keep the injury. You need to keep the injury trades. It's a long season still to come. Best trades you could do this week if money didn't matter would be Jackson, Dale, and Hewitt. I'm going to go Jackson VC to Bont C. Oh, bellissimo hoops. Bellissimo. Dorcas better win for my gauntlet. They will. A squeak. Go on Brayshaw VC Knight into Bont Cap. Very nice. James D'Alberto. Jackson going to be the first double ton tonight, probably.
Look, it's very hard to go double ton, man. It is very hard to go double ton.
Maybe. Zvigo 18. He's 19, Paul. Does Wagner tag Merritt tonight? Probably.
Yes. That was partly why as well I think I was trading him out. If you look where Wagner's named directly on him on field. So Merritt, like you can tag a Caldwell and things like that, but it's not as good. Merritt 100% is the tag target in this team.
Yep. See you, Charles. Hope you have a good one. See you next week.
Charles, have a good day.
Blackiston is yes, he is a tall. He is a tall, and he's playing defense again, unfortunately. Jay, is LDU ever going to bounce back?
Well, he did all right last week, didn't he? What did he score in SuperCoach? Let me just quickly check. I think as North Melbourne do better, LDU will do better. He does have... not North Melbourne, I think, are going to do better over the next couple of weeks. LDU 489k low break even. Last week, a score of 102. Look, I think as North Melbourne do better, he does better. When he doesn't take all the attention, when he gets some of the ball, we saw his highlights from last week. I think he's going to score like 110 this week, probably my projection. So, yeah.
There you go. Mills on the wing again. Yeah, we'll see about that. Velo says Carlton will lead by 4 goals at quarter time and then lose by 6 goals. Good luck, Big J.
Maybe. It was an interesting stat I saw during the week, though. People talking about how many games North Melbourne's lost by close points over the last 6 or 7 weeks. And I think almost all of them have been North Melbourne being down for a significant part, maybe 20, 30 points, and then coming back. So this potentially could be the thing as well. We'll see. We just don't know how to win. So we get a taste of the win and then we kind of shy away, which isn't great.
Was naming last week played in defense. Hopefully that is the case again. Adam, I've gone with Gawn, Hewitt, and Levi to Dale, Bont, and Jackson. Oh, that's hot. One premium has allowed you to get 3. It's well done.
Yep. Well,
also, what?
I read Gawn. I'm like, oh, Gawn.
He's gone. Yep. Also, McInerney, 6'2", playing a small forward is pretty funny. It is.
Yep.
But against Fort and Vizentini, helps him out and got wits this week. Oh, witsy. That's a pod. That's a pod and a half, Causa. Does Horn Francis get smashed against that Sydney middle lineup?
Bro,
I don't know if he even plays midfield, to be honest, or plays more forward to protect that arm, that shoulder of his. We'll see.
I think he'll get tackled to nobody's business. That's how you beat them this week. Tackle. That's it. So, yeah, I'm expecting something like that.
I had the... Oh, there you go. I said that too, Tatum. I agree. Hope Sheldrick is not sub. He's going to Sam Darcy as my flex next week. Oh, very nice, Ben.
I don't think he'll be sub.
He should not be subbed, yes.
No.
Evening to you, Blake. Thoughts on Nick Madden?
Blake.
Bring him in. Nick Madden. I think we've spoken about him a bit.
Yeah, he's job security is not great. And I think once Briggs comes back in, he may come out, which is the only thing to really be concerned about. Yeah, take that into your equations a little bit with your decision making, and then you'll be okay. Don't expect more than like 3 weeks worth of cash gen.
Beautiful team, Tatum. Beautiful work. Well done. Pito only in because against Sherry will be back out next week, hopefully.
Yeah, probably.
My trades this week out TDK, Brock, and Gray in Mills, Darcy, and Butler.
TDK out?
I wouldn't be trading out TDK personally, Ethan.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got Pittsburgh with him this week, but as Tatum says, he's likely only going to be in just this week to support. So I wouldn't be trading out TDK. Goody, what about this Archie May kid for the Bombers? Any job security? It's a good question. I don't know if he stays in the side when we've got someone like a Liam McMahon performing really well. He has to play, I think, at some point, Liam McMahon. He seems really AFL ready. But I don't know who the first one out of the team in the forward line when Langford comes back after the bye. So I don't know who goes out for him. That is the thing. I just don't know.
I think they'll
or if go for it.
I think they'll hold May for a little while just for the storyline and saying, hey, he came straight in, doing his kid, all those kind of things. If he doesn't perform over the next couple of weeks, he will jump out. But I think for right now, he's kind of locked into the team. They may play both. They may drop someone else and just get Archer May plus him in the side.
See, Archie May's a tall. I'd like it if Perkins was dropped and that Langford could play that half forward role, or maybe even May could play that half forward role as well. He likes to push up the ground. He's not necessarily just to stay at home forward, but he's a 198 centimeter big boy. So I don't know. He's a key forward playing for Essendon. It's very hard to bank on that to give you decent performances. And he's a tall boy, so he could very easily get injured as well. I've decided passing Darcy, passing Horny Man, and chucking Big Man Dogger into the F6 spot.
Nice flash.
Leaves me with D6 Wit and Flex McCarthy in the next few weeks with 6 trades to get them. On your Cap and Flash.
Love it. He'll go big
and
tonight.
VC him.
He'll be happy.
VC him as well. Young will come in if Kerno's a layout. Yep. Should I trade Hustwaite or Sard to Rouston? I want to do Hustwaite, but I'm screwed for round 16 bye, and if he plays, it'd help me get 17 on the field. But also, I feel like Sard will come back.
I don't think either are coming back. The way that Hustwaite played last week, I don't see him touching anything for a very, very, very long time. He will be very lucky, and I'll put money on almost that he doesn't get named next week. I don't think he's ever going to come back probably until the end of the season, potentially unless there's major outages in terms of injuries. We looked on the Monday night stream as well that the other Hawthorn boys like McKenzie, and then there was another one as well that did very well in the VFL, who were the guys that lost their spot when Hustwaite come back. So either or, I would just be trading the one that has the most money, to be honest, than anything else.
With 3 games, 11 12 days, that's why TD7, TDK solo against Sherry, fair enough. Mark, so it's done. Out Spargo, Stone, and Gorn. Ins, Jackson, Darcy, and McCarthy. Fingers crossed. I like it. Bruin maneuver with Gorn is crazy. What? Nani? I don't understand this one. 8 millimeters of rain for the next 24 hours for Perth. Could affect him. Yeah, he'll go 130. He'll go more. He could double ton. Let's be real. I think we need to be better and save trades and boosts until the buys.
I think it all comes down to Velo. It all just comes down to having a less amount of risk as you've had in your team to start the team. Next year, we don't start as many of the Short, Roberts, Perryman types. We just grab a couple of primos and say, cool, I'll grab Connor O'Sullivan, I'll grab a Pryor, whoever the best kind of rookies are, maybe 4 or 5 primos in the back line, the same in the forward line. Just grab the best. Limit the amount of trades that you're almost forced to take early if the players don't work out. It's probably the big thing. And then, boosts until the buys are great. Boosts until round 6 to 9 when all these primos who were 600K are now 500K or cheaper is a really good thing as well. Like you could have grabbed Dale, you could have got Sinclair, could have got Matt Rao, all at sub 500K, and you'd be very, very happy. Cash gen is king, but save your trades until you need it.
Yeah, we've done really well. I think we've used a lot of trades to make sure that we did keep getting the good cash cows, because we've used a lot of trades, and we haven't finished the team yet. But a lot of the bench is playing, so.
The community team's on fire, man.
Yeah, for sure. Joe, change your tip to Port will pump the Swans by 40. Really? That's a call, Goody. That's a big call.
You heard it here first, Joe.
I don't know. I just think with the ins, the ins for the Swans are really important. All of them are really good players. Like I don't think we can underestimate how good all of these guys are. I think Ollie Wines, Brownlow medalist, Alira Lear, is he all Australian? Has he been an all Australian for defender?
I believe so.
So I mean, those are great ins for the Swans. I don't know. It is at Adelaide Oval, and Port are playing well, but they've made a statement dropping Lloyd. I don't know. I'm going for a bit of an upset here. Going for an upset. Won't tag Baz with his crap disposal. I agree. It's weird seeing a Collingwood home game at Marvel. Damn,
Yep.
Collingwood are travelling to Marvel. I know. Would you believe that? Unbelievable. Thoughts on Hustwaite, Flynn, and Gray to Jackson, McCarthy, and Madden? Yeah, nice. Getting Jackson. Get Jackson.
Blake, it really depends on how many spots you've got left in the team. Is probably the big thing for me. Madden will be fine. I don't know how many games he plays. McCarthy will be fine. Should play the rest of the season, but you're bringing in a couple of guys. Actually, no, do it. You're fine. Just hope you've got like one player left in the team. That's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah. LD's most frustrating own. He can score so average against teams that don't tag, and then he gets off to a 52-point first quarter and gets tagged.
Yep, that's how it works, man. Welcome to North Melbourne.
Why isn't a Finbar or Dersma playing? Both playing very well in the VFL.
Dersma's competing with basically our entire forward line for a spot. If a Zohar, if a few of these guys like a Paul Curtis get injured, I think he'll be okay. Dersma as well. Look, I'm still under the mantra that I think he was the wrong selection in the draft. Would have loved a 196 centimeter Dan Curtin. Would have loved a caddy. Would have loved a few of these other players. He's got a really weird position and keeps getting injured all the time. So he'll come in and then get injured. Finbar's okay, but his kicking is atrocious. He kicked 3 goals on the weekend, which was great, but he really has some huge stinkers. So give him a preseason with an actual kicking coach, he'll be okay. But for right now, it's rough wash. We need him to come in and be like, Jack Darling, it's okay for you to retire because we've got coverage. And unless we trade in a player, Maley may be that guy for us. So, yeah, it's a bit of a rough watch at the moment.
Kicking coach not guaranteed to work miracles. Look at Elijah Sardis.
No, that's very true. But his marking and his agility and his contested mark and stuff is there. It's just the shots on goal. That's the real worry. That's it. So if he just kind of figures that out, you'll be okay.
Traded out TDK to Gorn. Traded out TDK or Gorn. 4 trades left and 20 premiums.
You got to trade Gorn, buddy. Get that cash. Gorn down to someone else who's close to 500k unlocks, over 150k for yourself.
Gorn to Jackson. Gorn to Jackson.
Or you could do Gorn to Jackson and go bananas. But I would do the Gorn down to someone who's around 500k, even 530. Gives you another 150k to then go and upgrade someone else, potentially 1 primo into 2 with 3 trades. So, yeah, it's a bit rough. But you want to have 23. You want to have
Gorn out when he was 7. I traded Gorn out when he was, I think, 7. Was he 707?
707, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I think is when I traded him out then.
Yeah, you need to try and finish the team. If you can get 22 primos, Mark, with McCarthy, I think you're okay. You won't have a great rest of the season, but yeah.
If you had both, I'd go Jackson for sure.
Yeah. Jackson.
How was Ralston's job security? Was the injury list again for the Giants? Ralston. I mean, Green's playing this week. Gothard could be back after the bye. Cogs could be back after the bye. Riggs will be back after the bye. Jack Off could be back after the bye.
Jack Off.
Stringer could be back.
What a name.
I don't know. I don't know about Ralston's job security. There's a few people knocking on the door. Joe, I don't care anymore about the Essendon duds. Gresh gone. Anybody over the age of 26 that ain't named Zach Merritt can go. Perkins also sucks. Last week was so demoralizing. Especially, yeah, I know. It was bad. Can't do much about it. The youth is good. The kids are good. In Rosa, we trust. And we took all 4 mid-season draft picks in. So clearly there's going to have to be raining delistings. It will be raining delistings. Perkins and Scott Petts won't drop him. I know, right? Manny Liddy to shout for an early. He is. Good call. But we are going to pick it up, Cody. But Buick is not this year. Buick, I think, is the following year. But Suede and Al Ashar both are coming in next year.
If people don't match it and make you guys spend too much for them.
Yeah. Do we remove Sherry VC? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Do love Jackson Clark, Roberts, Caddy Kaka. What a core. Roberts outplayed Ashcroft, should be the rising star. I agree. Roberts has been wonderful this year, but
there's quite a few players. There's quite a few. Even Murphy Reed should be there. I wouldn't say Levi Ashcroft is the number one for rising star. I think there's quite a few this year. Some really good. Even Dan Curtin, Joe, could be a sneaky rising star as well. Murphy Reed potentially, Zach Johnson potentially. Maybe he's a bit too late into the
Levi
season.
The favorite.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Levi the favorite, Archie Roberts second favorite, Murphy Reed third favorite.
Yeah. I don't think O'Sullivan will get it. My prediction probably be a Langford, a Dan Curtin, maybe Levi, maybe. Yeah. Dan Curtin has gone massive recently. He has been really devastating. He's $1. I mean, he's the favorite now. So, sorry, he's 51. Well, is he $51? Joe, let's put some money on Dan Curtin at $51, man. $51, bro. Come on, Joe. $51.
Yeah.
Chuck your money on there, guys.
Yeah. We're just looking to see who the favorite is, and Levi is indeed still the favorite there. So, even though I don't agree that he should be, but he has the name. Who will be the subs for the Freo versus Bombers game?
We'll find out.
Already told us. Let's have a look.
Or 10 minutes. No, it's not an hour yet.
Oh, it's not an hour yet?
No, it's 8:10. The game's 8:10.
Unbelievable.
There you go, Joe. The fee money goes on Dan Curtin for the rising star, Joe.
What fee money?
All those $2 for being late.
I'm never late.
Oh man.
I'm always on time.
Oh, shit.
Piss off, Velo.
Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Velo. Velo shouting the beers if Dan Curtin wins at $51. Tell you what. Oh.
All right. Fine.
If anyone else wants to donate, we'll open it up until probably 7:20 and then we'll put on the bet. All right. So give you guys a little bit of time because that's when we'll head off. So, yeah, you guys got a bit of time.
Let me just deposit some more. I'll deposit that $5 there. Error, it says. Let me just refresh. Yeah, keep going through the comments while I do this.
Yeah. No, keep it going, Joe. We'll do it after.
Do what after?
Put the do the donation. Might get a couple more. We'll see. Hey guys, back to Archie Roberts, 34-1. There you go. Comb through the streams to see how late you guys were. 7:20 bedtime, Michael. We have families and we need dinner and everything else. Normally it's about the time we cut off because they're normally 7:30 games, but we'll see about today. I do need to eat at some point.
Yeah, I do need to eat as well. I don't know. What would you guys think? There's some people still in here. If I was to do a live watch along of this game, would you watch it with me or would you not watch? Because if there's not going to be enough of you watching it with me, then I'm not, and I'll just watch it by myself. Would you guys want to do that or not? Let me know. AFL Rising Star 2025.
Yeah. Tipping Fife and Gresham subs. Most likely it will be Fife. We'll see about a big Gresham as well. Gone to Jackson. Look, I don't hate it. It's just not, doesn't give you as much money. Dan Curtin would be my pick. There you go. Free money goes on Dan Curtin for the Rising Star.
There we go. $5. Here's the $5 on Dan Curtin.
Henry says he'll watch. Flash says he'll watch. Brody watches. Watch for sure. Better commentary, Joe. I'm in, Mark says. There you go.
All right, there we go. So
yeah, maybe I'll do up a thumbnail right now. We'll chuck it on there.
All right, we've got some customers. No worries. We'll watch the game together. Obviously, I can't show the footage of the game because we'll get immediately shafted by the powers
Which I've
that
done
be.
before in the past.
Which we've done
I
before
did that
in the
once.
past.
I did that once. North Melbourne practice training game. I think it was, or a pre-season game, and it was just like, oh, nah, got cut off straight away, striked. So yeah, that happens.
Boom shakalak. Okay, Martin has the. Sorry, let me just go back up here. Agree with his goody. Swans ins are underdone, not match fit. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But you might be right. Should I just do Stone to Jack Martin since I got 10 trades, and then that's where Martin has to buy next week? Indeed. Which moves are better? Oh, love the Dersma arrow. Gone long to TDK and Jackson, or Gone Peddler to TDK and Darcy. No, have money to go Peddler to Darcy next week if I go first option. Gorn and Long to TDK and Jackson. Now, TDK won't. I don't think TDK will give you a great score this week. So just giving you a heads up, because he's sharing with Shitane, who will be the primary ruck this week. So don't expect a good score from Tom this week. He does have a break even of 54, which he should be. But in terms of points, I don't think he's going to give you something sensational. But Jackson is going to be great. What's the run like from here on out for Carlton's ruck line? Rucks. Average. Not good. Not good for the run home.
So maybe not. Drive home.
Yeah, it's good for the drive home, but not for the run home. We don't like fitness around here. So maybe Gorn to Jackson. Long. What's Long's break even? Ned Long. 102. You can afford to trade Long next week because he's not dropping in cash. He's obviously got the buy this week. You could just do Gorn to Jackson and then save your trades for next week. Darcy does have a high break even of 147. I definitely want you to get Jackson this week, because this is the week to get Jackson playing against Vigo Vizentini. So if it's 1 or 2, I think definitely 1, is you're getting Jackson. So I definitely prefer Jackson over Darcy for your trade-in targets. Hope that makes sense. And then Darcy, you can maybe bank on him scoring similar, because he'll be playing against Noah Bolter. And Noah Bolter, I think, is a fairly similar type of defender to Cal Wilkie in terms of stature. 3 goals, 2. Could be something similar. So yeah, if he goes similar, he'll drop even more in cash. So yeah, I'd get Jackson in. If Finbar's kicking is so bad, why is he still lining up at Marvel to kick the winning goal?
Like 8 weeks ago.
Yeah. But he took a great mark. I'm tipping Fife and Gresham as the subs tonight. I'm thinking maybe Hobbs. Maybe Hobbs could be the sub. We have liked to use Hobbs sometimes as sub, but maybe with the conditions as they are, being slippery and whatnot, maybe they decide to go.
Joe, season over for Oscar Allen. Co-captain has taken the opportunity to undergo patella tendon surgery. It's not great for him. So we may end up seeing him in different colours.
Oh, Perkins, the sub. Oh, just drop him. Just drop him. Seriously, just drop him. What's the point of this? There is no point to this. He is not a sub player. He's not going to come onto the field and just be like, yep, I'm going to turn the game on its head. No. But H is the sub. This is a shock. Why is H the sub? Jay Frio are being very nonchalant about this game. I mean, fair enough, they can be. But, wow. Yes, good man. Yep, we did that. I'm sorry, did that one. Hey, guys, I've backed Archie Roberts. Got him at 34-1. Oh, very nice. 34-1. That's definitely, that's shortened a lot down to $4.50-1. So well done. Good work. I'll comb through the old streams to see.
Don't do that.
No, not bedtime, as you know. Roaston or Manny. I'd go Manny.
Yeah.
I had to pick one of them.
I don't think either really have the best job security either, but
yeah. Jack Martin's got 10 trades. How's your job security? That's a good question. Jack Martin. He does survive. He survived with what's his face? With Henry back this week. Who else do they have still to come in? Still Cam Guthrie.
Look, I think he'll play. I think with Jack Martin, big problem with him is consistency over the season. But if he comes in, he's been playing some VFL. Body seems to be okay for right now. I think he'll play for a while. So he might be an okay selection. It just sucks that he's got the week off next week. That's my only problem.
I joined the halftime depressed session that we will have when Essendon are trying to come back from a 60-point deficit after the first quarter. Oh, jeez. Can't you just have a mirror behind you with the TV in front?
No, because they'll catch it. They're pretty sneaky.
Oh, Henry with the big brain play. That's pretty funny. Shafted for a preseason game is filthy.
There you go.
No idea what you said. We can all watch TV and listen and interact. Yes, you can. I'll just be commenting about Dogger and Sarong the whole time. My friend still has 19 trades. Bit of a mangled team, though. He forgot to trade between rounds 4 and 10. He just casually forgot to trade for like 2.5 months.
Wish I could forget to trade for 4.5 months. Holy moly.
I just saw the teams that were interested in Noddy back. Nah, I'm not spending that much money. No way. I like first option for season, but as I said, 2DK's PDF this week. Yes. Go for live tonight. Load DFS live scoring and click SuperCoach tab on both teams. Well, let's just have a look at this then. So we go live scoring, AFL, and click SuperCoach tab on both teams. So just this one. Cool. Nice. We can do that. That works. H sub, yeah, that's insane. I'm really surprised. Not with the full game potentially. Freo will win by 10 goals easy. If they don't, then they're frauds. Playing 3 rucks. Timu Scott wishes he was Chris. I wish he was Chris too. Don't we all? Jack Martin's made a tissue paper. He'll get injured in a few games. True, but he's very cheap though. What is your gauntlet? Mine's Freo. I've got doggies versus the Tigers. Fair enough. That's a good call. $10 on Roberts too for a $340 payout. The other 5 at 9. Okay. My friend the other day said, "Oh, what trade should I do?" I open up his SuperCoach and he has 37 trades. He hasn't traded since round 1. I love it. That makes it scores top to bottom. Yep. Thank you, Velo. So I love it. Aish, the sub, #1 scorer for Fremantle. Seems like a good sign for the Bombers. All right. So we'll call it there. I'll see you guys very soon. The game starts in 52 minutes. So let's say half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. I don't know. We'll say 45 minutes from now. Give you time to eat, do whatever you want, shower, have a break, have a rest. I don't know. Say a prayer, light a candle for the poor Bombers. I don't know what you want to do, but maybe 45 minutes we'll do the live watch along. So
yeah.
if
Let me know what you
wanna
think of
join.
my I won't be watching. I'll be watching by myself, but let me know next week what you guys think of my cool background too. I've done a nice thumbnail for Joe. So
Oh, have you? Love it.
I'm about to finish it
We'll
now.
see it. We'll see it. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in about 45 minutes. If you want to watch us, come on back to the channel. We're doing a live watch along. We'll be tracking the scores, and you'll obviously get a different person's, sort of takes and very biased commentary, perhaps. But we'll see what happens. Tonight, taking Essendon to win. 17 picks for a $2 bet and a $1,451 payout. Mark, I pray you get all the money that you deserve, my friend. You can also do select player tracking and toggle the community team players to yellow, which makes them stand out. Very cool. We'll have a look at that. Cheers, Hoops. Much love. Hopefully we'll see a better game than the Dogs. Hopefully. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't, drop us a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell. Tell your friends that we're going to be doing a live watch along here. I'll be doing a live watch along. If you have any Essendon supporter mates or any lovers of football that don't necessarily like the commentary on either team, on either platform, hopefully I can give you something better.
Yeah, 100%, guys. And thank you for all your support as well over the last few months. It's been fantastic. If you guys would like to jump on as a member, we also have our members live stream on Tuesdays. It's a big hoot. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, just something different for you guys if you're interested.
Hopefully. So with that, I'll see you guys in a bit. And if you don't watch, hope you enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you next week.
Catch ya.
Bye.